चारों। I will now request our very own CLC Charo to comment on my fluff to address all of us. Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you, Professor Manoj Arora. Now we are pleased to guest.
Hi, Rita ma'am.
Hello.
Yeah. Am I audible from here?
No.
Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you.
Rita, am I audible right now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, so you will be joining from your mobile phone or from your laptop?
No, I'm hoping to join. I'm just going to a place, so I'm hoping I'll be able to join from my laptop. I'm just doing a test and I'm just on my way to a venue.
Okay, sure, Rita. So you will be joining us from at 12:30, I think. And
yes.
And we will have the convocation live for you, so you can even watch it. I'll just check when you have to join in. 1 second. So your addressing slot is from 12:30 to 12:45. We will introduce you and we'll ask you to say a few words.
Yeah. And then I just say a few words, and then I would love to just have a Q&A. So whatever questions they want to ask, is that going to be possible? Hello? Hello?
तो आप अपने हाथ में मैं से इधर रख दूं?
हाँ, मैं आऊंगी तब मुझे देखना। मैं लिस्ट लेके जाऊंगी वो पार्टिसिपेंट की हेल्प करने के लिए।
मैं इसको यहाँ रख रही हूँ। You will have to take the list from here.
मेरा नैपकिन था कहाँ से जाता है? Just in case if I need it. I'm checking a lot. All set ना from your set. Sure.
Just have to set up the connection with her.
पहले वो वीडियो कर देना, उसके बाद you wait till I come here.
In case अगर जीटा टाइम पे कुछ नेटवर्क इशू आता है, शायद भी क्या करना है इसमें ना वॉइस just hold on for 1 minute.
बस उसके बाद क्लोज कर।
उसके बाद
close this due to technical issues will not be able to continue this and तुम stop करके मैं कर दूँ और you're on the verge of completing मेरा शीट इधर ही रख
हाँ नहीं पर
उसमें बहुत टेंशन में आती हूँ आज से you can understand ना just give me a breather so don't switch off the video till I come Anything else?
No, no, I think it is fine now. Would you like to vice chancellor since Divine Cloud Chief Operating Officer and Chief Human Resources Officer? The request Professor Munjal University to present the welcome bouquet to Mr. Munjal. We also have Ms. Sunit Soni, Control of Examination, PNU. Requesting Professor Arora to present the bouquet to Ms. Soni as well. We have Professor Arora, Mr. Sunny Pandey, the Talent Development Team, Hotel Corp. Requesting Professor Arora to welcome Mr. Sunny as well. And we have Dr. Sunita, Program Director, WIL. Requesting Professor Arora to welcome Dr. Chu. We're also joined virtually by our special guest, Smita Nathwar, MD at WIL Convocation. And I am Shrinj. Will any one of you be there? Because in case अगर friend के time पे कुछ problem आता है कुछ आता है so we can tell the IT person. Sure. अभी हम कितने देर में आए हैं? 5 minutes. Few special awards to be conferred who have done exceptionally well during the course. The award for the best performer of WIL 21-22 goes to Anuj Shah. Best performer of WIL 21-22 goes to Anuj Shah. This extract taken from Robert Frost's poem by the many of them. Even though our women in leadership batch might be our graduate, this is just another milestone to their journey, and they have a lot to do. We would like to welcome Professor Manoj Arora, Vice Chancellor BML, Mr. Mike Clark, Chief Operating Officer.
She should just take more than
Mr. Mike Clark, Chief Operating Officer and Chief Executive Officer. Mr. Mike, anyone who have students control your examination, request you. We have We're also joined by our special guest, Sita Natma, at a global company. Would you like to have someone who joined by Swami at Global? I was very opportunity given what I was request a very on each other about my craft and thank you so much, thank you please request Mr. Mike to come forward and facilitate the process. Monica Nikita Vishnu, Payal Vishwa, So now the question is, listen how that we have a few special opportunities like hard we have done exceptional event. She was the first woman with us to be able to do unawarded sometimes. She was the child. I request Radha thank you so much for just like me, I'm sure everyone else also has been inspired by your journey. This is something that I've been taught to take for all of you. Give the And whenever you are ready.
Hello and good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Nirupama.
And I'm Shreni Srivastav.
It gives us immense pleasure to welcome you all to the 5th convocation ceremony of the Women in Leadership program.
The woods are lovely, dark and deep.
But I have promises to keep.
And miles to go before I sleep.
And miles to go before I sleep.
This extract, taken from Robert Frost's poem, might resonate with many of us today. Even though our Women in Leadership Batch 5 participants are graduating today, that is just another milestone to their journey, and they have a lot to do going ahead.
Before we begin, just a brief about this year's Women in Leadership, or we fondly call it as WIL program. This is the 5th batch, and we have 16 women colleagues from Hero MotoCorp and 2 women from our very own BMU who have gone through this journey together. And I'm delighted to inform you that this is the first WIL convocation which is happening in our very own BMU campus. We have our guest to make this day special for all the women leaders who are graduating today.
We would like to welcome Professor Manoj Arora, Vice Chancellor BMU, Mr. Mike Clark,
Chief Operating Officer and Chief Human Resources Officer, Hero MotoCorp. May I please request Professor Manoj Arora to present the welcome bouquet to Mr. Mike Clark. We also have Ms. Sunit Soni, Controller of Examination, BMU. Requesting Professor Arora to please welcome Ms. Soni as well. We have Professor Davinder Singh, BMU. Mr. Samir Pandey, Lead Talent Development Team, Hero MotoCorp. Requesting Professor Arora to present the welcome bouquet to Mr. Pandey as well. And we have Dr. Sunita Chok, Program Director, WIL. We are also joined virtually by our special guest, Ms. Rita Nathwani, MD, Atom Global Consulting.
We also feel privileged to extend our warm welcome to all the deans and assistant deans of all the schools of BMU, faculty, students, WIL participants, and other dignitaries. Now, I request all the dignitaries present on the dais to proceed towards the lamp lighting.
Now, we would request Professor Manoj Arora, Vice Chancellor BMU, to address the gathering.
Mr. Mike Clark, Ms. Rita Nathwani virtually, Mr. Samir Pandey, Ms. Sunita Chuk, Sunit Soni, Davinder Singh, Nirupma, my colleagues over there, and the students of 5th batch of WIL program WIL graduating today. A very warm welcome to you all on this lovely morning. Shall I say morning as of now? Yes. I'm so happy to see you all physically on the campus. And I was just sharing with Mike that maybe it's almost after 2 years, I could see something happening in our auditorium. Welcome again. Well, no doubt, we have become used to virtual meetings, hybrid meetings, get-togethers, and virtual events. But the charm of meeting in person cannot be taken away. So here we are today, meeting face to face in this beautiful auditorium of our university, a serene and pious campus. So welcome again. We may be 7.5 years young university, but have cemented our place in the higher education space of the country in a very short time. We can certainly call ourselves a progressive university as we are growing year on year and setting milestones for us. Our vision 2025 is clear that we want to become top 100 universities in the country. You know, our School of Management is already in top 40 in the country. During last 1 year, although hampered by pandemic, we have made a significant progress on various fronts, be it academics, research and innovation, be it faculty and students achievements, or be it relationship with our partners. We continue to further strengthen our commitment to provide quality education, which allows our graduates to become ethical leaders. That is our vision. The leaders who have the capability to lead their organizations and communities successfully. In my opinion, every individual is a leader, as he or she would certainly lead a team of people at some point of time. We at BMU help them in exploring their hidden talent and true potential in becoming leaders. But as you know, the world is changing too fast. The environment is always unpredictable, and the virtual situation is not going to go away. And today morning, me and Mike were discussing this only, that maybe shall we now change work from home to hybrid, blended, or whatever. I think the leadership roles and responsibilities will also change. We all need to be adaptable to the changing environment. This may be more challenging even for women leaders, particularly in India, when they need to take additional pressures of their families and homes. However, around the globe, the pandemic has demonstrated the prowess of women leaderships in many, many areas. And I salute you all. HMCL has always been very supportive of the women employees and has been doing a lot for their development and turn them into leaders to take up the ownership and the responsibility of the organization and be equal partners in their pursuit for excellence. We all know that HMCL has always been taking bold steps. The live examples are the launch of VIDA a couple of days ago and a sustainable fund. I think we salute them as well because they are doing a lot for the society. Many congratulations, Mr. Clark, Mr. Pandey, and the whole HMCL team. We at BMU are blessed to be associated with HMCL and in fact treat them as our guide and mentor. We promise to deliver the best for any program which will be assigned to us, Mike. Today, we feel proud to have successfully organized the 5th version of the WIL program for the HMCL. And as Nirupama said, we are running it for the last 5 years. And I believe that more than 100 women, including 18 young women graduating today, would have benefited from this program as on date today. I'm sure that these 100 women leaders in HMCL who have gone through this program would certainly occupy leadership positions in near future and help HMCL grow further and further. You all know that this is a 9 months tailored program for women managers to help them learn the nitty-gritty of an inclusive leadership for the organization they work for. And as you just heard that the 5th version had 18 participants, 16 from HMCL and 2 from our own, Charu and Deepa, C&D. I'm confident that the program would have certainly increased their energy and self-awareness and enhanced their teamwork and communication skills. They would have certainly become more confident about themselves, that they can also lead a team of people, lead a group, lead a unit, lead a department, and eventually lead an organization. I think having leadership, having female leadership in any organization leads to a more positive environment all around. In our executive council itself, we have 40% women leadership. Many congratulations to all those who have successfully completed this program today. I'm sure that due to your empathetic behavior and open-mindedness, your ability to handle pressure, and your multitasking nature, you will do wonders for the organization wherever you work for. I'm sure that the WIL program would act as a catalyst to bring out the leader within you. Finally, a few tips to all those who are graduating today, which I usually do. 1, articulate your vision well. 2, be authentic. 3, be able to adapt. 4, draw on your strengths and be resilient. And 5th, identify change issues and create a leadership group towards a collaborative process. These are just 5 tips which I also use quite a bit. I must thank HMCL in supporting this program year on year, and there are many other initiatives which we can take together. I also thank all my colleagues who are part of running this program, and also the team of Ms. Sunita Chuk and all the faculty members and experts who were involved in this edition of WIL program. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you so much, Professor Arora, and definitely all these dedicated and passionate 100+ women leaders would be spearheading their organization in times to come.
The inauguration of WIL is incomplete without having someone introducing us to what WIL is all about and who can be a better person to explain this than the program director. Now, may I request Dr. Sunita Chuk to give us an introduction to WIL 21-22.
Yeah, since I'm not wearing my mask, I wanted to use this mic. Am I audible? Should I stand here? Okay. Good morning to all dignitaries and visitors, to BMU staff, students, to the graduates of WIL 5. It gives me great pleasure, honor, and extreme amount of humility that something 2 decades ago was not even conceptualized, not even thought about, not even talked so much about, has been an area of passion for me and for BMU. Because when I first heard a presentation by Swati Munjal to the WIL group, I realized this, that she spoke very lovingly about her grandmother, Akshay's grandmother. And that kind of stayed in my mind that, you know, this couldn't be born out of, will couldn't be born out of a need which was just surface deep. It had to be something deeper. Thank you, WIL faculty. Some of you are present here, really appreciate it. Poonam ma'am in particular, because in WIL 2, she flagged off the program. She also happens to be my teacher. So it gives me immense pleasure to have her here and give WIL an unconditional support. Jenny and Shami for teaching through MyGen. 24 faculty, 21 distinct courses. I think tons of pedagogic innovations, despite the Zoom platform, is how I would describe WIL. It's very difficult to hold and engage this new generation through a digital platform for 9 months. Extremely challenging with their work pressures. And I cannot but say kudos to each one of them for putting their heart, mind, body, soul into the program. I truly mean it. Because year after year, the challenges seem to be even more tricky. You know, in WIL 2, we didn't experience all this. We did it like a song and dance in campus. But in WIL 5, it was so difficult. We had 2 marriages in between. So we lost 2 participants. And I won't say it's a loss because it's also a reminder of how we handle our leadership, how we deal with the moment, how we become proactive as leaders, how we plan even things like marriage and children. We have 5 or 6 members in our current batch who are married and with children. It's extremely demanding in COVID times to have completed the course itself, and how. Thank you so much for being who you are. And I think each one of you is an ambassador of what Mike earlier said to us informally. Gender diversity creates innovation. And if HMCL and BMU have to be innovative in their fields, then who better than you to support that? Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And thank you, Manoj sir, for always leading the way. Looking forward to Mike's talk, Rita's talk, and all others. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chok, for giving us an overall picture of what WIL is all about. I would now request our very own CEO and CHRO, Hero MotoCorp, Mr. Mike Clark, to address all of us.
Can you hear me? Wow. Did you see the gown? It was a long time ago before I actually wore my own gown. Sunita, it was a real delight to meet you and see you in action a little earlier this morning. And honestly, if it's been 7 months of that in sight, wow, we've got 17 plus leaders that are going to kick and make us a better place going forward. So your work was super. I was very emotionally touched. Thank you. Manoj, thank you for the invite. It's a great privilege to be here representing Hero MotoCorp. I feel humbled. I'm not going to go through all thank yous, but there's 2 people, Anubhuti and Samia from my team, that just hold everything together in this regard. And thank you so much for everything that you do in this area. We're here to celebrate wonderful leaders going forward. And I'm so excited for the Hero MotoCorp and obviously for BMU. You've also got 2 wonderful leaders that are coming through. We talked a little bit earlier about we just need you. Organizations need leaders with diverse backgrounds. And we've now got another 17 individuals that are going to come out, and they're just going to be leaders. Not women leaders, they're going to be leaders. And that's what we're looking for. So in future, we talked a little bit earlier that we're maybe not going to have the need to have these programs in the future because we're just going to have leadership programs. But maybe just going to talk about careers just for 1 second. And many times I get in front of you join us to Hero MotoCorp. I had to have that opportunity, and we talk about who owns the career. I always revert it to a motorcycle because that's what we do at Hero Motorcorp. And I'm going to change my story a little bit in the future because we're going to move it from ICE to EV. And I'm very delighted. If I looked at my bouquet, if you see the bouquet there, it's got nearly the colors moving to EV, Vida, where you got the red, the yellow, the orange, and it goes to the blue sky. And that's very proud to have been with Dr. Munjal launching Vida to the whole globe. And that's a global launch, not an India launch. Swati Munjal, you may be at home. Sorry, I can't see you today. I hope you're feeling better and please get recovered very soon. You do a great job here. So going back to careers, now you've moved forward. You're graduating. I'm going to come to that in a minute. Your careers are like parts of a motorcycle. You own the engine. You own the fuel tank. Hero Motorcorp will put the gas in because we'll actually help you get the energy by getting you involved with strong leaders, mentors. You own the handlebars and the seat. We actually own the cushion in the seat. We'll also own the shock absorbers because the ride is not always smooth. And so we're going to help you navigate along the way. But there's going to be times and moments where we'll both own the motorcycle stand, because putting your careers on stand is very appropriate at times. And then we're going to help you get it off the stand and drive fast again in your career. So I'm very delighted again to be here representing Hero Motorcorp and everybody that's been involved in this program, the faculty and everybody at this front table here. You do a sterling job. And WIL 5, it nearly sounds like a film, doesn't it? But absolutely WIL 6 is going to be coming, and it's going to be as good as, and if not better. And clearly we have an opportunity now that COVID is not gone away, but we know how to manage with it. I'm hoping that the next WIL 6 may be more of a hybrid version of virtual and live, because we know live brings so much more added value. So I'm excited to work with Samir and Anubuti and the team to make sure that that can happen. And clearly the team here at the BMU. So let's hope that happens. You're going to speak to someone very close, strong leader in her business, Rita Nathwani. So I'm not going to hold that up by talking too much. I just want to finish off by looking at every one of you there that's graduating today and say, I'm envious, I'm proud of you. And with your smiling faces, ready to go for the new challenges ahead with the extra insights that you have, honestly, just be the best version of yourselves and you will do excellent. And we need you all as leaders in Hero Motorcorp. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mike. And what you mentioned reminds me of one quote by Sheryl Sandberg, that in the future, there will be no women leaders. There will only be leaders. So thank you once again. Now it is time to hear one woman leader in true sense. And I would like to request Ms. Swati Munjal, Director Strategic Initiatives, BML Munjal University, to enlighten us. She has joined us virtually.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Devinder, for setting this up in a Zoom platform. And thank you, Mike, for those words and for being on campus today. I'm sure the team is very excited to have you on campus. I'm not going to take too long, but I want to begin with, congratulating all the graduates. Sorry, I couldn't be there in person today to congratulate you all, but very excited. I've been hearing about the program and really happy to see another new batch of graduates from WIL 5. Congratulations, Sunita ma'am, for creating another young set of leaders and doing a fantastic job always. You are the light of the program and you've been doing a fantastic job year on year. Congratulations to Professor Devender, Dr. Arora, and Sameer, Anubhuti, everyone who's been involved in the program. And thank you, Mike, for being the pillar and the strength behind the program. I think I just want to share a few things. I know it's very hard on a Zoom screen, can't see everyone, but I just want to take couple of minutes to just share some of my learnings and some of the things that I have been practicing. Thought it'd be a good platform to share with some of you here, especially the young leaders who are graduating. As you take the next step, I'm sure the last few months have been very tough, balancing work and the program, and the nature of the program is strenuous, which makes the program very good in terms of the quality, and ensures that everyone gets out of the program having learned something which they take with them. But today, as you graduate, there are 3 lessons I would say that I would like to share. One is, live in gratitude. Today, do take a minute to thank all your family members, all the people who've been supporting you last few months, few years, be it your parents, be it your in-laws, be it your husbands, wives, spouses, be it he'll be husbands mostly here, and of course your children, if they've also been in the journey. So do take a minute to thank them for providing that support which helped you complete this program. And one of the most important things that I've always practiced and I'd like to share is that taking everyone along, especially family, helps you achieve leaps and bounds in what you want to achieve. So do make sure that as you go along, you do take time and also take some time out to thank them for all the support that you've been getting. The second lesson I'd like to share with all of you is that I see a lot of women kill themselves for trying to balance work and life. And I think I want to share that we carry a lot of guilt of not being able to do justice to everything. What I've realized in the last few years or a few months, guilt is a very useless emotion, and actually it's best not to have guilt. I think one needs to understand, and I think the most important thing I'd like to share with all the graduates today is that learning to love yourself, which I'm sure Sunita ma'am talks about because she comes from the same, thought process and this, having discussed with her. Learning to love yourself and accepting yourself the way you are is a very fundamental basic lesson, which a lot of us are never taught. In schools, we are not taught. In colleges, we are not taught. And we learn very late in life, So I'd like to share with all the graduates, it may sound very spiritual or very bookish, but actually it's the core of trying to do, trying to get the best out of yourself in your life. And I think I'd like to share that taking your time out and throwing guilt out of the door, is something which a lot of us as women need to practice. The third lesson I'd like to share is that, a lot of time we are told we are all super women. We balance work, we balance life, we balance so many things, and we are given this symbol of being super women. And I think, I've realized that superwoman is actually a wrong terminology. We shouldn't use it because superwoman makes us want to always be, be perfect in what we do. And perfection is actually an enemy, if you think about it. It wants us to, I love this quote and I use it with the team all the time. Done is better than perfect. I borrowed it, it's not mine, but I love it. It's important to get things done. It doesn't mean you don't need to be perfect in anything. It just means that being perfect in things that really matter are the most important things rather than being trying to perfect in everything. And I think, I learned these lessons late in life. I wanted to share with you. So all of you who are much younger than me, when you graduate, you carry these lessons, and you remember them. And I think lastly, most importantly, don't forget to have fun on the way. I always say this. I said it to you guys when you started the program. I'm saying it today. We forget to have fun, which is the most important thing, to make sure there's joy in your life and to have fun. So with that, again, congratulations to everyone. Thank you for including me through this platform, and wish everyone the very best, and look forward to WIL 6 as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, Swati ma'am, for sharing all the 3 beautiful lessons of your life and setting up the context. We had 7 months long journey this time in WIL program. And apart from submitting assignments, doing capstone projects, it was also about creating beautiful moments and making lifelong relationships. Now it's time for the most awaited moment to acknowledge the efforts of the women leaders. Dear WIL participants, you will now be receiving your prize certificates, a symbol of accomplishment. I request all the participants to come one after the other as we call out the names to receive the certificates. May I request Professor Manoj Arora to come forward to felicitate the women leaders. And I request Mr. Mike also to join to felicitate the women leaders. Can we have the first WIL participant, Anjali Agarwal? Anshika Yadav. Anubhuti Sharma. Charu Chakuja. Deepa Sharma. Deepshika Malik. Mamta Kumari.
Monica Agarwal. Nikita Vishnani. Payal Mishra. Ritu. Shilpi Prasad. Shruti Gupta. Sigma Sahu. Tamanna. So this is not all we have. We have a few special awards to recognize our women leaders who have done exceptionally well during the program. The award for the best performer of WIL 21-22 goes to Ms. Anubhuti Sharma. Congratulations, Anubhuti. May I please request you to say a few words about your experience in WIL?
Thank you, Srini. Good afternoon, everyone. My gratitude to dignitaries sitting on dais, standing on else who's here today with us. And love to my fellow batchmates and those kids who helped us since yesterday in escorting everything and whatever we are. First of all, I would like to thank Mike Clark for sponsoring and BMU for sponsoring my fellow students on behalf of the entire batch, because I'm the only one who are speaking. And then I want to thank Srini for letting me complete this program for whatever I have learned and implementing together in our work setup. I want to thank my family who tolerated me during this program because rigor was really high and they managed it. And most important, I want to thank my manager, Sameer, who forced me in this program. So when I joined this program, I thought it will be an addition to my profile, resume basically. I'll have another degree, but on first day when we have our session with Poonam ma'am, I realized it's not like that. It's a transformation journey, and there's a lot which will come in my life, and it will be difficult. And it was, ma'am. Actually, it was. But because first session shook me in and out, but it was for good. Today, I see myself a changed person, changed personally and professionally both, because now I know I can say no when it's not required. I can ask something when I need something in my life, in my professional career, without any guilt, without thinking that what will somebody think about myself. I know if it's required, it's required. If it's not necessary, we can leave that. I'm sure that I'm a better version of myself, and I'll be continuously working on it because I know where are the lacunas and where I need to work. And thank you all for all that. And because I'm indebted, I really am. And I'm born to make you all proud. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Anurti, and congratulations. We also had action-linked learning project presentation, and the best performer award goes to Shruti Gupta. Shruti, please come over here. Could you please say us a few words about your experience? Thank you, Mr. Clark. Thank you, Professor Arora.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, all of you, for just what I can say, just believing in me. First of all, I would like to thank you, the Hero Group Mike, to give me this opportunity to join a WIL group and BMU also. I would like to thank Sunita ma'am to give me this power to tell all of you to speak here, to stand here. And I have learned a lot in this space. When I've joined here, I don't know what I am, because I can't tell anyone ki mere andar kya ho raha hai. But here I can say that I am a leader and I can do all the things what leaders can do. And here in my inside me, there's a power which I call a Shakti. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Shruti. And we have our keynote speaker now. So we have Ms. Rita Nathwani as our keynote speaker. She's a HR professional with over 3 decades of experience in consulting, covering a range from leadership development, executive coaching, talent management strategy, etc. She's the managing director of Atom Global Consulting. She was supposed to be here with us today, but due to unavoidable circumstances, she's joining us virtually. I request Ms. Nathwani to address the audience.
Thank you. Thank you all very, very much. Firstly, my heartiest congratulations to all the graduates from the WIL program of 2022. I want to congratulate you as you have done something absolutely incredible. Can I just check, can you all hear me? Yes? I really apologize that I'm not there in person. I really had made every attempt to have been there in person with each and every one of you. I want to say on the outset, if it's possible, I am going to be in Delhi tomorrow, and I would love to make time to have a tea or a coffee or something with whoever can make it. So Anubhati and Samir, I would really request that if we can make that happen, because I would personally like to meet each and every one of you. So my address is really, really simple. It's about investing in ourselves and really, really taking pride in what we do and making sure that each and every day our focus is being the best version of ourselves. Not looking behind us, not looking around us, but really seeing, are you striving to be the best you possibly can be for yourself? I've been asked to kind of share a little bit of my story, so I will share that with you. And then what I'd love to do is I would love to be able to interact with each and every one of you virtually and answer any questions or anything else that you may have. So the story goes, once upon a time, there was a girl who was born in Uganda. Her parents migrated to the UK when she was very, very young. And there was only one thing that she was actually told. She was constantly told that the only thing we can give you is education, values, and self-belief. So I grew up with those as my base foundations from my parents. Coming to the UK it wasn't very easy. Being an immigrant in a small town in the Midlands in England, where going to school, I would be faced with, "Oi, you Paki, get out of our country." And my response would be, "Hey, you need to go educate yourself because I'm not a Pakistani. I'm actually an Indian." That progressed. I was the only brown person in my class at school, which had some benefits, but actually it had more negatives than it had benefits. Being 5'2" didn't help, where all of my other friends in school were 5'7", 5'8". I had a friend who was Melanie, who was 6'2". And somehow I managed to get into the school's netball team, being the shortest person, the only brown person getting into the school's netball team as a goal shooter. Our netball team became a national netball team because of this little 5'2" goal shooter who fought against the odds. "Oh no, you can't be in the netball team. You're too short. You're not going to be able to do anything. You might be able to defend, but you're not going to be able to do anything else." Fast forward. As I said, I was constantly told education is the only thing we can provide you. We would have family dinners where all my other cousins would be going into the kitchen and helping the aunts, making rotis and puris and whatever else was going to be served at the dinner. My mother, who had really focused on saying, no, I'd come home from school, snack, dinner would be ready, and she'd say, go do your homework and then go and do whatever else you want to do. She would defend and she would say, my aunt would say to her, hey, why is your daughter Rita not helping do the puris? Because guess what? Rita did not know how to roll puris because she was doing other things. So I would be said, oh yeah, my mom would say, oh, she'll decorate the table really beautifully for us. She'll make a beautiful salad for us. So I was kind of shielded from that way. Fast forward, went on to university. I did biology with biotechnology. 4 years, and I realized, oh my God, I don't want to do my master's. I don't want my parents to have the bragging rights. Oh yes, our daughter is studying at so-and-so and she's doing master's in biotechnology. So I joined Lloyds Bank and I did a graduate training program with Lloyds Bank in the UK. Within 12 months of doing that, I realized that banking, too bureaucratic. I heard for too many times that you've got to be in this role for 2 years. You've got to be in this role for 4 years before you'll get promoted. I was hungry. I wanted to move. I really wanted to say, no, I haven't got 2 years. Come on, I'm meeting my targets. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Just promote me. Get me forward. So that's when my consulting career started. And I started working on the employee life cycle. And what does that look like? What does that employee life cycle look like? Does that start when a person hears the name of the company? Does it start from the recruiter they meet? Or is it at that first interview stage? So my consulting life started with very much focused on impacting lives as they join organizations. And as many of you have graduated today, I would say that this is your opportunity to see how can you start impacting lives? What is it that you can do? Who is that person that you can actually help? Who is that person who you can provide that little bit of encouragement to? Again, we'll do a fast forward. We will ride forward because I really want to interact with you rather than you just hearing me. Through the consulting life, I was fortunate that I got to spend time in Russia, Hungary, Poland, short space of time in Dubai, where I'm speaking to you from right now. And gosh, has this place changed? Taking those little opportunities, landing up in Russia in December when it's -20. Again, being, and maybe I've got something around being 5'2" and being short, but landing there in December and really seeing that, oh my God, I'm surrounded by these huge, tall people, primarily men, looking at me, wondering, what is she doing here? But it was a challenge that I decided I wanted to take. I wanted to prove to myself, not anybody else, that yes, without knowing the Russian language, I still can make a difference in a different country. Hungary was the same, Poland was the same. Once I did a whole bunch of consulting and I realized that, you know something, I've got to go and get some experience in-house. I've got to work for a real company and see what it feels like. So I was fortunate that I was recruited by Mars Confectionery in the UK as head of talent and diversity and inclusion. At that point in time, diversity and inclusion was taboo. I was hired in a plant where it was predominantly white male leaders. And for 3 months, the leader I was recruited to work with said, there's no space for you here. He didn't even give me a desk and a chair. He basically said, no, you go and sit somewhere else. Go upstairs. I've got no place for you. I'm really delighted to share with you all today. His name was John, and John is still one of my mentors at 82. We created a rapport and a bond that I personally cherish, that really, really brought into me the power of mentoring. And that's why, again, you can start being a mentor at any point in time. Whether it's family members, whether it's friends' children, the power of sharing what you know, what your journey is. And as we share our journeys, we all grow together. We create that collective consciousness of growth, collaboration, and motivation and inspiration, because every time we have a conversation that serves somebody else, that's actually serving us. And that's throughout. If I look at my career, if I look at my life, that is something that is really, really something that I personally cherish. It would be really unfair if I didn't share something, because it's so alive and I know that he's there in person with you all. Along my consulting journey, I came across Mr. Mike Clark, and our journeys have kind of traveled for over 20 years now. Again, what's happened is that connection. And as you are graduating today, yes, you've got your skills. Yes, you've learned about leadership on the WIL program. Yes, you've learned about business. You've learned probably about analytics and so much more. The piece that I would say focus on is this relationship that you've got as a cohort, the relationship that you've got with the alumni. Make sure that you do everything in your power to keep that intact. Because if Mike and I would have had the relationship, yes, of course, there was a client and consultant relationship. We invested in each other. It became a friendship. And look where it is today. I can't believe that I would have been sat there on the same stage as him, and we would have both been pinching each other saying, oh my God, would you have thought of this 20 years ago? In today's world, where there's technology, there's data analytics, there's social media, there's so much more. The most uniqueness that you can have is this human connect, is the connect that you form with each other. It's the connect and the support that you can be each other's ambassadors. You can be each other's sponsors. You can actually be each other's motivators. I want you to reflect on this for a second.
Thank you so much, Ms. Nathwani. Just like me, I'm sure everyone else has also been inspired by your story and how we should continue to keep moving forward by keeping our eyes to the future. I know our participants would be too keen to ask questions, but since they do not have the laptops, it will not be feasible. Perhaps they can meet you in person and ask their questions. So thank you tomorrow. Yes.
Thank you. Samir, will it be possible to organize something tomorrow? Mike, I can't hear you guys.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
please,
Rita, we can meet tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. I really look forward to seeing all of you tomorrow. My heartiest congratulations. And we'll definitely have a conversation which is a lot more in depth. And I'll be more than happy to answer all of your questions when we meet tomorrow. Thank you. And once again, I really apologize that I'm not with you today, but I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Now we are on the verge of completing the convocation, but it's not possible without thanking those who have made this journey, this program, and today's ceremony possible. So I would request Mr. Samir Pandey for a vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yatra nareste pujete Ramate Tatra Devta. Mike, it means wherever women are empowered, honored, and worshipped, their God resides. Good morning to all. At the very start, I would like to thank all involved in creating and conceptualizing the WIL program and improving it from time to time. Such programs not only provide a platform for all of you to participate, but also creates great learning experience for people like me. Thank you. Big thanks to Mike, our COO and CHRO, as the principal sponsor of this program. Ms. Swati Munjal, Dr. Manoj Arora, Dr. Jaskiran Arora, and Professor Devendra from the university for their continual contribution from time to time. I would like to thank Rita, our chief guest for today, for taking time out and addressing the graduates. And Rita, you will meet them tomorrow as well. So we're looking forward to that. Big thanks to Dr. Sunita for her passionate involvement. You all have seen, and her individual connect with all of you will stay and is highly acknowledged and valuable for the success of this program. Thank you, Sunita, once again. When we met some time ago, we had said that the experience of such programs become better when we do it in person. So when we thought the opportunity was right, we decided to have this in person, and aren't we glad we did it? I would like to thank all the managers and of course you participants who have played their part in this program's success. The location HR teams who keep answering queries and play their part, and of course Anubhuti and Srini from the Hero MotoCorp talent development team who hold this program together throughout. I extend my thanks to the university operations team of Mr. Devendra Nehra, Ms. Anuradha Gandhi, Ms. Anushri Paul, and Professor Nirupama, who I remember correctly. If I remember, you are also a WIL graduate, alumni of WIL 3. Yeah. Thank you all for taking time out.
A personal thanks to Sameer Pandey for being a constant support to the program.
Thank you so much, Sameer. So may I request Professor Manoj Arora to give away the memento to Mr. Mike Clark. May I request Professor Devendra to hand over the memento to Dr. Sunita Chu. May I request Ms. Sunit Soni to hand over the memento to Mr. Sameer Pandey. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. And it's been a pleasure being with you all for such a long time, being an alumni of WIL program. And today I'm being a part of, convocation. I missed it actually, but I'm enjoying with you all. And I request all the participants and dignitaries to stay back for a group photograph, which will be taken just outside the auditorium. Thank you once again, everyone. Also, I request faculty of WIL to join for photograph session.